Alright, for this one, you're just going to have to multiply the top by 2, so it should be negative 2x minus 12y equals 10, and then negative 2x plus 3y equals negative 5 on the bottom stays the same. Since the signs are the same, you're going to subtract, and then you end up with a negative 15y equals 15. 10 minus a negative 5. So when you divide by negative 15, you should get negative 1. And I'll use the top one. We'll go negative x minus 6 times negative 1 equals 5. And simplify to plus 6. Move to the right. Change the operation. Negative 1. Divide by a negative 1. And you should have 1, negative 1 for the answer. To solve a 2 by 2 system of equation, what number am I going to try to form out on the left? 10. I'm going to try to form a 10. So what do I multiply the top by? A 2, and on the bottom? 5. So what do I end up with on top when I multiply through by 10? Yeah, 10x minus 6y equals 16. What about the bottom? Oh, that should be a 35 there. We'll make that a 35. There we go. And then 100, yes. Negative 10x plus 35y equals 100. What operation do we need? Addition. So these will cancel out, and what am I left with in terms of y when I add? Negative 6y plus 35y. And what about 16 plus 100? Okay, so divide 116 by 29, and what do we come up with? Alright, 4. Which one of the top two equations would you want to plug it into? First one, so we'll be plugging in a 4. 5x minus 3y equals 8. 5x minus 3y equals 8, and we'll have 5x minus 3 times 4, which will simplify to a minus 12, and then move the minus 12 to the right and make it plus 12. You get 20, and then divide. So you get another 4. The answer should be 4, 4. And remember, that's x first and then y second. Multiply the top by 4 to come up with a negative 36x plus 8y equals 224. And then you're going to have on the bottom 36x minus 8y equals a negative 144. Yeah, 18, negative 18y on the bottom. 36x minus 18y or equals negative 144. So now the operation we need is a plus. Cancel out there. End up with a negative 10y. And then 224, which is essentially minus 144, would be 80. And divide 80 by negative 10. Should come up with negative 8. So we'll take a look at the equations. I think the bottom one would be the easiest one. So we have to plug a negative 8 in there. That's 4x minus 2y equals negative 16. 4x minus 2y equals negative 16. And plugging in a negative 8 for y. That's going to simplify to plus 16. and you're going to move that to the right. Change the sign. Whoops. There's no way I can get rid of that. I'll just have to leave it in there. That should be a negative 16 right here. Negative 16 minus 16 is going to be negative 32. And then divide negative 32 by 4 and come up with another negative 8. So it should be negative 8, negative 8. You have a 3 and a negative 8, so we should look for a common denominator. I'm saying denominator, but it's really least common multiple. I think I'm doing fractions. So 3 and 8, the least common multiple should be 24. So if you multiply by 8 and then by 3, it'll work out. 24x minus 40y equals 64, and then on the bottom, a negative 24x plus 24y equals 48. And the operation we're going to need is plus. So those cancel out. And negative 40 plus 24 is a negative 16. And 64 plus 48 is 112. So divide the 112 by negative 16. So y is negative 7. Let's see what's up here. I think the top one is a good one to use. 3x minus 5y equals 8. 3x minus 5y equals 8. And we're plugging in a negative 7. So that goes there, and then simplify that to a plus 35, double negatives. And then you're going to have 8 minus 35 instead of plus on the left. That would end up being a negative 27. So we'll divide negative 27 by 3 to get a negative 9. So you should have negative 9, negative 7.
Where are you going?